I am Ian Michelinis from KwaZulu-Natal, which is a province in South Africa. I'm a certified holistic management educator, and having had the practice on my own ranch and some of the mistakes I've made, I use that to teach people because I do not want them to reinvent the wheel. And you're watching Meet the Farmer TV.
This program is a production of Meet the Farmer TV, LLC, in association with Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design. Hello, I'm Michael Clark. Welcome to Meet the Farmer TV.
I actually farm our ranch on my own with our son, and it's a family business, and we got to our ranch in 1863, our forefathers, and we've been on the same ranch ever since. We have managed to increase the size of the ranch, but having done holistic management, we found ourselves in a situation where we've actually got too much land now and not enough animals. So I spend a lot of my time traveling around the world teaching other people about holistic management, how to improve the soil, heal the land, and improve their standard of living. So it's my passion that young people should get the opportunity to be able to ranch and live off the land. Not only live off the land, but to enjoy a good standard of living. At the moment, I feel ranchers and farmers are at the bottom of the social heap, and really the rest of the world needs us, and yet we have been discarded as second-class citizens, and it's not just in America, it's throughout the world. So it's on that basis that I travel around the world telling people that it is possible to make a living off the land, but we need to change the way we manage. And to me, holistic management enables us as humans to think in a multi-dimensional way and to make decisions that are socially sound, environmentally sound, and financially sound. And it's what we call the triple bottom line. Now, the problem has been that we as humans understand anything that is linear, for instance, computers, mechanical, etc., and we've done those exceedingly well. But the minute we start dealing with aspects of the world that are multidimensional, like nature, we have run into problems and we have made some serious mistakes. And part of the problem is that science is a reductionist theory, works on a reductionist theory, and much of what science has told us is an actual fact. True does not work in nature, because nature works with holes within holes. And if you know something about the part within a hole, you know nothing about the whole. So it's on that basis that we need to start looking at holes and understanding that really the way we have treated our land, it has been overgrazed. And when I say overgrazed, this happens with set stocking, and we must understand that you can only overgraze a plant, and overgrazing is a factor of time and not numbers. So what has happened is we have overgrazed plants and we've lost all our nutritious plants, and we have found ourselves in a situation where instead of emulating the big herds of animals that used to move around our continents, where the grasslands developed over many thousands of years with the predator-prey relationship, our set stocking has reduced the situation where we then have to use the tool of fire or mow, etc. So the equation is energy in, energy out, and if money is energy and energy is money, they are totally interchangeable, and most of conventional thinking is a negative energy result, where the result is farmers are going backwards and not forwards. And yet we are told that we have improved seeds. I don't know where improved seeds come from when nature has been improving natural seeds for 1,000 or more years, and all of a sudden over a 20 or a 5-year period, a company comes up with an improved seed, but in actual fact it is not improved per se. It needs more water, it needs more fertilizer. So if we go back to the equation of energy in, energy out, we're in a negative situation and we're on a losing streak. So we need to think about what we're doing and change what we're doing.
How do we change it?
Well, I think we need to sit and watch nature a bit and understand what happened with the predator-prey relationship, and that the predators kept these big herds of bison in your country and buffalo in our country together, and any one that was sick, lame or lazy or didn't reproduce, it fell out of the herd and it was eliminated from the genetic pool. And that is why form follows function, and the function of the animal is to reproduce in the environment in which it's born and nothing else. The amount of milk it produces, etc., will all happen if you select just for form follows function. But we haven't, because we've had the ability to feed bales and do all these expensive things, and the money has ended up in the towns instead of back on the ranches or on the farms. So on that basis, it's much what I teach, that people don't need anything. In fact, the townspeople in the world need us as agriculturalists, and we deserve to take our proper place in society, and I think our turn is about to come. I have no company. I work independent, and I am Ian Michelinis and the family at home. I have a son who's back on the ranch helping me, and a daughter who's living in Johannesburg, and she does the books for the ranch. And then, of course, Pam, my wife, who's tremendous support for me. I have an email.
What's your email, please?
Is Blanern, B-L-A-N, at mweb.co.za.
So MWeb is at the letter M, W-E-B.
Correct. .co.za.
You say Z is Z.
ZA. I happened to come over in the United States to attend the annual general meeting of Holistic Management International in Albuquerque. And I take this opportunity of coming over here to train and teach people in the United States. So I've been here for the last 2 months in numerous states, training and teaching people on the land how to lead a better life and improve the return on their investment. Certainly, the healing of the land is all about making sure that we do not lose biodiversity. And this comes about by getting litter, which is carbon, onto the soil, and in doing so, preventing the sun and the wind from taking the moisture out of the soil, and also preventing rain from washing the soil into the rivers. So it's all about carbon sequestration. And I believe, I'm not quite sure where the figures came from, but if 50% of the ranchers in the world practice some form of holistic management, we could sequestrate enough carbon to get the carbon in the air back to pre-industrial era within 5 years. Now, I don't know how this was actually worked out, but having seen what has happened on my own ranch, I can see that huge amounts of carbon are now going into the soil because I no longer use the tool of fire. I use animal impact to put down the grass that is not grazed, to put it back into the soil and create an environment where I'm feeding the soil, so fertilizers aren't necessary. And what happens is that if your grass is very nutritious, your animals do well, they do not get sick, they do not get pink eye. Pink eye is a symptom of health. Flies on an animal are a symptom of health. So if you've got healthy soil, you have healthy grass and healthy animals. And that's as easy as that. You do not need to buy anything. Well, I think what has happened in the world, I'm passionate that people should be able to heal the soil and improve our environment. And I only came into this holistic management at the age of 50. And it's like walking through a door and there's a whole new world out there. Because all of a sudden I'm now seeing things that conventionally, because of the education that we have around the world and the way people are educated, you don't see all these things. Whereas holistic management has now, if you will, skinned my eyes, and I've got a whole new vision of the world, and I'm enjoying myself. Well, I think the most important thing of doing what I'm doing, it's enabled me to have more time with family and friends. And our whole family, from the 2 children traveling around the world for 7 years, are back in South Africa. And most of you in America reading the press will wonder why I even bothered to go back to South Africa, or why they went back to South Africa. But the fact is that because of holistic management, and they have bought into it totally, they understand that there is a future in our country, even though there are problems, because in actual fact there are problems throughout the world. and it's better to deal with problems that you know. And the multi-dimensional decision-making process of holistic management enables you to preempt any of the problems that might arise. So we are very happy in South Africa. One must remember, when I talk about destroying our environment, we have destroyed it with, yes, overgrazing, but in actual fact, underutilization in a brittle tending environment has created more damage and more deserts in our world today than anything else. So yes, overgrazing is a factor, but underutilization is a bigger factor. Underutilization is where no animals, and I'm talking about ruminants, go, so that what happens is there is total rest. There is more deterioration with total rest, and that is why in America today you have these huge fires, particularly in California and around the country, because the herbivores aren't there to eat up the carbon and drop it on the ground in the form of dung. And in actual fact, if we go back in history, some 100,000 years ago, 100 or 1,000 years ago, we'll see that nature developed with large herds of wild animals, and these animals actually disturbed the soil. And in disturbing the soil, they created something new. And that is what we are lacking today, because there's a certain group of the population who believe that for things to recover and for things to be good, that no animals must go in, and that's an absolute fallacy.
This is what we call the Millennium Feather Net. And this is a new design this year. This is another example of trying to increase the scale without compromising the integrity of the prototype. So what we've used in the past for this is a high-tech electric netting. It's got little stainless steel threads, filaments woven through the polyethylene, and so that keeps the chickens in and keeps coyotes and foxes and wolves and raccoons and stuff out. Comes in 150-foot pieces, so there's 3 pieces here hooked together, which gives a 1/4 acre. There's about 1,100 layers in this group. Oh, here comes Jerry. Jerry's just riding up here. And so what we've used in the past here, are hoop houses. And we have some big hoop houses out. The problem with the hoop house is that, the structural integrity of the hoop house, it's light, but it's not strong enough to build a lot of interior, vertical, spatial infrastructure. So by changing the model to this scissor truss, this is on 3-inch pipe on the bottom. It's just a skid. At the other end is a feed trailer that holds 1.5 tons of feed. So the feed trailer is hitched to this. So you just hook to the feed trailer with a tractor, and the whole thing just skids right along. And this enabled us to put 1,200 birds in here with half of the footprint of the hoop house for the same number of birds. And by using the vertical space with all the perch boards, it was actually more chicken friendly than the hoop structure where they had to be on the ground all the time. The eggs are a lot cleaner because the chickens are up off the ground, so they don't loiter around as much, and they clean their feet off as they come up here to lay. So the eggs are much cleaner, and you don't have to wash them or do anything with them, just put them away. So every 3 days, we move this to another spot. This is a 1/4 acre, so you can see now we've already set up for the next move. It'll be right over there. So you just open up the waste, hook up to that feed trailer, open it up, the chickens walk into the next spot, you pull this in, you close it, and you're done. And so the chickens are moving every 3 days to a fresh spot.
Next on Meet the Farmer TV, the New Jersey Peach Pie Contest, right from Jersey City. And now a special word from Mayor Fulop.
We're doing a peach pie contest. I'm actually one of the judges. I'm looking forward to eating some of the pies that are made today, and I have the privilege of judging all the contestants here. So contest starts shortly. It's going to be very competitive. We have a lot of great bakers in the area here, and I'm looking forward to putting on a couple pounds by deciding the winner. We want to build a huge urban farm. We have some potential sites. We want to do one of the biggest ones in the country, actually. We started conversations last week on this, and there is this whole culture here of these, what you see here going on at Riverview. You have one at Grove Street. These farmer markets are thriving. They're succeeding here. It means that there's an appetite for it. Space is limited, but there's a lot of ways that urban farms can be helpful, not only kind of servicing and giving produce to people, but also, tying into some of the reentry initiatives that we have, some community involvement stuff we have. There's a lot of things that you can do that are really innovative on that front. So we're exploring. We had conversations last week. I've only been in office 3 weeks, so this is kind of an early initiative. Reentry is people re-entering society, leaving the jail system. And we've tried it in the Friends of the Lifers, which is a program in Ward F on the south side of the city that focuses on prisoners re-entering society. Have 2 small lots that they've used for urban farms, and they've seen tremendous success, that people have ownership of a certain area, they have connected to it, they learn a skill, some responsibility. We've seen some success, but we wanted to see how we could broaden that into a larger initiative. We just hired a new director of Health and Human Services. Her name is Stacy Flanagan. She ran one of the largest WIC programs in all of in the state of New York. So her resume is terrific, but equally important is she's very involved in healthy food initiatives. She's been very involved in that in New York. She was part of the food co-op here, one of the founders, and it is something that's she's going to be focusing on. So that's something for a broader Jersey City and also in the school system. A lot of that stuff is driven by the state, actually. So the opportunity there, unfortunately, as far as economic incentives, more often than not, like that, via the laws in New Jersey, are driven from state initiatives. So, we could kind of foster an environment and a culture in Jersey City that's friendly to that sort of stuff, but ultimately, the economic incentives are driven from the state. Yeah, it definitely does. There's some municipalities in New Jersey that have created kind of debit cards or the sort that you get points for spending the dollars local. It's something to look at. It's early in those towns, so the benefit is kind of not exactly clear yet. You have to organize. Well, Jersey City, we're coming in, and the business community hasn't really been organized over here. So one of the first steps is kind of organizing them, getting them to buy into the fact that it's a shared community, how they could benefit from that. And then from there, you could start to roll out different programs. Look, when you talk about the business community, you need buy-in from simple things like, how they keep the front of their stores. That's kind of the first generation of conversations from a Jersey City standpoint before you start getting into, credit systems and debit cards and all that sort of stuff. What I can tell you is that in an urban environment like Jersey City, or in any city, particularly in the Northeast, where life is getting faster and faster and faster, it becomes harder and harder and harder to find healthy food. So any initiatives that provide opportunities and access are a good thing. And in cities like Jersey City, it's something that we're going to pursue aggressively because it makes sense. I think, yeah, it definitely would. It definitely would. Again, some of that stuff has to be organizing, and we're in the first step on that.
Today
Today we're at Riverview Market in Jersey City Heights. We do Neapolitan wood-fired pizza, mobile on the truck. We're gonna make you today's special. Today's special is the peach pie. We take our Neapolitan dough ball, we stretch it out real nice. We get it here right on our peel. Put a little olive oil, some house-made mozzarella, some beautiful roasted peaches. Spread that around really nice. It's ready for the oven.
Tell us a little bit about
Into
this.
our 1,000-degree oven. If you want to walk around, it's all self-contained. It's 1,000 degrees, all wood, all fire. It takes about 90 seconds for bake time for our final product here. As you see, it's the dough is bubbling up. The peaches are roasting real nice on top of the mozzarella. I got two more spins.
How hot is this oven, you said?
Oven's 1,200 degrees inside, but it's so well contained you can put your hands right on the outside.
And you have also a store in Jersey City, or?
We have a storefront in Summit, New Jersey. There's our final product. Beautiful. Slice it up real nice. Top it off with some aged balsamic infused with truffle from Modena. Today's special. Peach pie, al balsamico. I think everybody should come out and support the local farmers markets. Local produce, local vendors, everyone in town should come out and really join together and really give everybody a support and a boost that the independent businessman needs. We're at 7 Union Place in Summit, and we're at a local farmers market near you.
So, we are a local coffee roasting company, sir. In a nutshell, we got the best coffee in the 3 boroughs. My name's Travis Clifton. I'm the owner of a company called Mod Cup. We're a small micro-batch coffee roasting company. I guess a small company with a big mission. The big mission is to lift up the veil of corporate coffee, which has been lying to us for years about what constitutes fresh coffee. Fresh coffee is delivered in a cup within 2 weeks of it being roasted, and almost all coffee sold in the world is not sold in that manner. Yet it's marketed as fresh, yet it was roasted months ago. Coffee's like bread, it goes stale very quickly after you've created the Maillard reaction, which is the same as bread once you roast it. You've got 2 weeks if you truly want to appreciate the delicate flavors that coffee has inside. You know, well, I'll tell you this, that some markets have been very, not reluctant, but they don't see how coffee fits into a local fresh product because A, it's not grown in New Jersey, and B, they don't think that what we do is fresh because they're so used to being sold the corporate lie that fresh coffee is that coffee with the neon sign that says fresh. But here's the funny thing about that, you see, they'll have bakers at these markets, right? Well, I don't believe we grow wheat in New Jersey, do we? Right? So it's baked here, it's made fresh here, it's the same as coffee. Once you turn it from this, which is green coffee, to that is where the component of freshness comes in. However, up in the Heights here, they couldn't be more happy to have us here, and the local community couldn't be more happy to have us here too, so we're super stoked about it. We're very slow on the uptake here on the East Coast. Farmers markets out west in California, in Portland, they're flooded with a local coffee roaster. There's 5 or 6 coffee roasters trying to get into a farmer's market. You're lucky if you see one on the Northeast Coast farmers markets because we haven't grasped the concept yet. There is such thing as fresh coffee. But it's happening, and we're brand new to this, you know, one of the first people moving into this market out here. So hopefully people catch on quicker and we get into more markets because as you saw today, I think we were the busiest stand here. I haven't stopped all day. Get into are we working with local farmers, the sustainability aspect of it. We do buy organic coffees. We buy shade-grown coffees. We buy coffees that are produced in areas where they pay attention to the wildlife. Are we working directly with any coffee farms themselves? We have one direct trade relationship, which we're really excited to offer. It's with a farm in El Salvador. We met the fourth generation farmer at a coffee roasting class in San Francisco last October, Mario Valente. He's produced his first crop for us that we have coming in about a month's time, I believe. And then we're actually flying out to his farm for a harvest in November, which I'm proper excited about, mate, actually to get pick cherries with him.
So if people want to learn more,
Yep.
how do they get in touch with you?
Well, we have a website. It's modcup.com. It's standing for modern coffee being freshly roasted coffee. Mod Cup also stands for the British movement of the 60s, the art and music scene that was influenced by the rebirth of coffee culture in the UK, which came in the late 50s with the influence of Jack Chirac and the poets from California. So they can go on our website, modcup.com, or if they're in the Jersey City neighborhood, they can come to classes. We do a roasting class on a Monday evening, or a brewing class, or a cupping class, and we post that on Twitter as well, and also our website. Please come and join us. They're a hell of a lot of fun. We are a couple of coffee junkies, me and my partner, but we try and make it fun. Our handle is @ModCupCoffee. @ModCupCoffee. Easy enough. Buy local, folks, but you already know that. You're watching Out Farmers Television, and yeah, enjoy your summer, man. And I hope to see you out there at some point. Drink fresh coffee. Thanks so much for listening to us. Peace.
Today was amazing. It was our first time our peach contest was sponsored by the New Jersey Peach Council. We had 12 entrants that really ran the gamut of what a peach pie or peach crumble or peach cobbler could be. They were all really good pies. I think our winner was a vegan pie, which was amazing. The mayor was here. I think we probably had maybe 100 or 200 people who came to see the results. Once people were sampling the pies, they went like hotcakes. We had some locally made ice cream from one of our vendors on top of the pies. So it was really fantastic. You know, the board members were great. I think we really brought a lot of people out from the community around us. You know, I think it was a really, really special day in the farmers market today.
Thanks for promoting Jersey City Heights up here. They're doing a fabulous job in the local food movement, and the rest of the country needs to take notice. Have a great day, and hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Well, there you have it. I've had some good peach pies. I can't wait for more. Join us next time on Meet the Farmer TV.
This program is a production of Meet the Farmer TV, LLC, in association with Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design.